I believe do the kids fly off now, right? I believe they're like, let us go be the envoys.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Jacaerys heads for the Arryns and the Starks. Then
Yeah.
Lucerys heads for Storm's End for Baratheon. So I think the showrunners just because definitely there are a lot more houses than these three that we already know. Like they just want to
Mhm.
highlight the people we know from Game of Thrones. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, because for sure there's gonna be a lot more houses than just the Starks, the Baratheons, and the Tullys. He just wanted to remind us of the houses in Game of Thrones. Then yeah,
Okay.
Rhaenyra tells them to tells Jace and Luke to swear not to fight back. Like you're just gonna be messengers. Any form of combat, you run from it. You avoid it as much as possible.
Yeah. Well, sort of sucks what happens to them, but okay. So this is a scene I sort of like I completely missed out on, and not missed out on, but I completely forgot until I sort of just like re sort of recapped it. But it's this one right over here. So this dragon, I
Oh
don't know what the
yeah.
name is, but he's basically why is he simping for this dragon all of a sudden? Is this like is this Jaehaerys's dragon? Do we know if this is
This
Jaehaerys's dragon? Like,
is most likely.
mhm. And that's the one that's probably seen war, right? Like I,
It,
and, and
yeah,
and
yeah.
and I wonder.
I was okay. Let me backtrack a little. So back when they were at the table, the Black Council, they were
Mhm,
discussing like it got to the point where it was a they were comparing each other's dragons. Like
Mm-hmm.
mhm,
Damon was saying, like the Greens have 4 dragons, we have this many dragons. So I went out of my way to research these dragons. Like I was wondering why does the Greens have 4? Don't they have just like 3? I was like, who's the
mhm.
fourth one? So so this may be maybe a little bit of spoilers for season 2. So I was wondering why are there, as far as I know, they only have 3. Like Emon, the Vagar, which used to be Lanus. Then
Mhm.
Egon has one, Sunfire. Then Helena also has one, whose name is it's named Dreamfire. It's like I was wondering, it, who's the fourth one? Which is the fourth dragon? So I was
Oh yeah,
carefully
true.
looking. I was scouring in Google. It's like apparently, Alicent has 4 children, not 3. She has 4. So there's one more child that was not yet introduced in season 1. Is
Oh yeah.
Oh.
so
Oh yeah, it makes sense. It makes sense. It's because uh I believe. Oh, I don't know. Yeah, yeah. So
yeah,
but that
yeah,
doesn't make sense.
yeah. So
But
she has 4 children apparently.
okay.
The last son that was not introduced, his name is Daeron, Daeron, Daeron Targaryen, which
Okay.
I believe George R. Martin mentioned in one of the articles that he'll be introduced in season 2. So that's the
Okay.
four. Yeah, he also has a dragon, and he's gonna play an important role also later on. So that's the fourth dragon. Its name is Tessarion. Yeah, I
Okay.
researched each of their names. So Vagon is Aemon's, Sunfire is Egon's, Dreamfire is Helena's, then Tessarion is Daeron's, the final child.
Okay.
Then
So
the
so
blacks have Cyrax, which is Rhaenyra's,
Mm-hmm.
Caraxes, which is Daemon's, Melis, which is Rhaenys, Vermax, Jacaerys, Arax, which is Lucerys, who we know already died because of Vagar. got His head just got eaten, his neck just got bitten. Then Tyraxis, which is Joffrey's. Then Moon Dancer, which is Baelus. Then
hmm.
there's also unclaimed dragons, which are 3. One is Sea Smoke, which is Laenor's, which is now considered untamed because again,
Oh, okay. True. Yeah,
Laenor,
Yeah,
yeah,
Laner's dragon.
Laenor ran away. Then this dragon that Damon is looking at. It's one of two. It's either Vermithor or Silverwing. These 2 dragons are untamed, so he's probably trying to tame it a little so that he can give it to someone eventually. That's
Also,
what
these
I'm.
ones they never had
Writer.
riders
Yep.
to
Yeah.
They don't.
begin with.
Yep. So he's looking to try to tame him to eventually probably give it to someone, probably one of the
Yeah.
kids.
So
Okay.
Dave
Okay. That's what
Dave in
I
the
was.
chat says that Dave in the chat says that yeah he thinks that it's one of the rogue dragons that does not have a rider. So yeah, you're absolutely correct. But
Yeah.
sorry to interrupt you, Kat. What were you
Oh
saying?
no, no worries. No, that's what I was getting a little confused about with Damon approaching the dragon is because I forgot if it was Grae or you that said that I think it was Grae just now that said Damon is probably approaching this dragon to give off to a rider. But then I thought that the rider is supposed to approach the dragon, like kind of like how Aemon approached I forgot his name already, huge ass dragon.
Vagar, yeah.
Vagar. Oh yeah, Vagar. How he approached him, and then they kind of accepted each other, and then that's when he rode him to try to, in the process of claiming him. So I got confused with this scene is because it's Damon approaching this this riderless dragon, right? So my first thought was just like, how many how many dragons can one rider
Yeah,
have?
actually,
Or because if it was I was thinking if it is him trying to tame another dragon to pass off to another, wouldn't it be the rider approach having to approach?
Thanks for bringing that up, Kat. It's like now that you mentioned it, it's like I before what you just said, it was circulating in my mind. Can a rider have more than one dragon? It's like it kept looping in my head for the longest time, ever since the episode. Like, is it really possible? Is it really possible? Then a light bulb suddenly popped up just now because of what you said. It is possible. How do I know?
Oh,
Daenerys.
oh yeah, 3.
Yeah, Daenerys.
Of course, yeah. Oh wow, I don't know why that didn't hit my head.
Yeah, Daenerys. She has 3, so it could be possible that this will be tamed by Daemon. So he could have 2. Now it's valid. Now it makes sense. It's valid that a dragon rider can have more than one dragon.
If he can, he would be so OP. I mean, Damon, because I know, like, strong character. I mean, if we're talking about to go into war here, is Damon and his dragon. I know Aemon has, big badass Vagar, but like you said, Philip, like I don't know the history with Vagar if he has been into war because because he was Lena's dragon, so I'm not sure if Lena and Vagar have ever done fighting, I don't know the story with that, but I just thought if it is something like, let's say, Vagar and Aemon versus Damon, even though he has the biggest dragon, I just thought, oh, there's no competition because he knows that he doesn't know how to fight. But if Damon is gonna have 2, then I think it's
so that leads us to the scene right over here. And speaking of dragon fights, so the next scene is what's it called again? You have what's it called again? Lucerys going to Storm's End, and this is the first time we actually see Storm's End. I think this place looks fucking awesome. I think this area is very cool looking, and of course you have him landing with his tiny ass dragon whelp, and you see a fucking massive dragon with that's like sort of backlit because of the lightning and stuff like that. But we're gonna jump forward a little bit is because we do know what happens here, but
I didn't even know that he was that big. This dragon. It wasn't until you hear him to attack.
It's in this episode. He's really big.
Holy fuck! So when what's it called again? Knowing that I had a feeling that's what's it called again? Aemon was gonna be here. I had a feeling, right? It's like it just so happens that they both show up because we do know that I had a feeling that we do know. I was like, one of them. I have a feeling one of them is gonna die, and it just so happens to be this character. Once I saw this dragon, I'm like, Aemon's dead right away. I'm like, Aemon's dead. He's good. He's done for. Right? May it be he dies inside in a fight, or he somehow he dies outside. But here's the thing though. And Dave, if you can chime in on this if you're still here in the chat, but the Aemon has never seen war. He has never gone through war. I have a feeling that he's never actually fought in battle. I'm not sure about Vagar. Like what Kat mentioned earlier. I'm not sure if Vagar has seen battle, but may it be if Vagar has or hasn't, is that dragon is fucking massive. The thing is, there's a saying that what's it called again? Hard times make good men. Right? Because if it's hard, no, not good men, make strong men. Right? If you have, for instance, you have people who are like who's gone through war is because they went through a lot of
Mm-hmm.
hardship, so it creates a lot of strong comfortable, like whether men is is a term that umbrellas both male and female. So and then strong men makes good times, right? That means peaceful, that so there's no war, nothing like that. And then good times make weak men is because what happens is that when you have times of no war and it's all peace, a lot of people just becomes weaker, and they because they don't know war. So I have a feeling that these kids all grew up in a time of good times make weak men, right?
Mm-hmm.
So these people don't know how to fight and stuff like that. So that's why I have a feeling that even though Aemond has had this dragon for several years now, cannot tame this dragon, is because he does not have that warrior mentality, or is either that or what another feeling that I thought was earlier in this episode. We have Damon. He was like, "All right, you two knights from King's Landing, come over here." And then they're outside, and it's like, "Oh, swear fealty to Queen Rhaenyra, and if not, I'll roast you right away." And then once he says that, like Caraxes just comes out from the back, right? Like they're sort of like mentally linked, right? It's sort of like they're imprinted on one another, is because they're so like their souls are bound together in terms of rider and dragon, versus you have this character right over here with which is Aemond and Vagar. They don't have that. It's because I don't think that he has that bond with this dragon, right? I
He
don't know.
was stolen.
Did you feel like that? Yeah.
Yeah,
Anyway.
yeah. That what Dave's message, like
Mhm.
what Viserys told Rhaenyra, like you can't really say you can't really control this dragon. It's just, you think you do, but you actually aren't. I think
Mhm.
that's it's made manifest in this episode, because if you remember, both of them lost control. Luke lost
Yes.
control. Emon lost control. It's like, it had Luke had Arex the dragon just kept flying away rather than breathing fire to Vagar, which did nothing.
Mhm.
Luke might have gotten away and be safe, but because both of them couldn't control it, their dragons,
Mhm.
yeah, things happened the way it did. I mean,
Mhm.
I think Emon really didn't mean to kill Lucerys, because he knows what's gonna happen.
Oh
So
yeah.
so he just wanted an eye, literally an eye for an eye. That's all he
Yeah.
wanted. But because he couldn't control Emon, because Arex breathed fire on Vagar, he lost control of Vagar too. So Vagar ended up killing him, which will lead to, yeah, all out war. Like Rhaenyra
Mhm.
is gonna lose her rationality because of that.
Mhm. Yeah, it's like for me, I always thought of it as like maybe like I can't really compare it, but like in terms of like comparison wise, sort of like having a dog, right? You have a dog that maybe you got from a puppy, and it's sort of like you and the dog sort of like grow up together, and you know exactly what your dog's capable of, and you can control your dog. And then versus you adopting a dog that's like maybe like 7, 8 years old, and then like you sort of train it to your best possibilities. But the thing is that comparatively to like a dog that you had and trained from a pup to a full grown dog versus a dog that you just adopted when the dog's already grown. But yeah, it does make sense. Like with Viserys saying that, like people think that we are gods is because we have dragons and stuff like that. But like the illusion, like that the fact that we can control them is an illusion. Like I definitely do see that now. But
Yeah,
yeah,
I mean, but it's the same comparison to like what you say with the dog, the like owning a pet or
mhm,
any type of animal. You can never have full control.
true.
But you do have that connection, like having raised it from a puppy, or like in their case, like having their eggs hatch. And I do believe in the whole imprinting thing because, kind of like with birds or they do imprint like with the first thing that they see after hatching. It's like, okay,
Mhm.
you're my mother or father or something like that. So
Mhm.
I do agree with both. Like the idea that the idea of having full control of the dragons is an illusion, yes, but I feel like that's a pretty good comparison to just a pet owner too. You can never have full control of your dog or whatever, but the time that
Mhm.
you spend, it does count for how much trust there is, or it counts a bit with how much you can possibly control versus, like with Aemon kind of stealing someone else's dragon. Like, he has like maybe half of the time spent getting to know the dragon versus with Lena.
Mhm. Yeah.
So, and then I think with what's it called, Luke, or Lucerys, he's still young, so is his dragon, so not full control there either and stuff.
Like
So
I'm wondering if this is like his first time, at least the first time that we've seen him flying on the dragon. Like we have never seen him on it, so I'm not sure if this is the first time. But the thing is, may it be it's sort of like you're having a Chihuahua fighting against like a Great Dane, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
it's
Right.
so small. But what do
And then
so you guys think? Oh, sorry to interrupt.
no.
What so? I mean, I think I know what the answer is, but who who do you think is most at fault to even get that fight started? Like for it to conclude, Vagar attacking, like eating Lucerys and his dragon. Like, do you think it was the fault of what was Lucerys's dragon's name? I forgot.
RX,
RX.
Walrax?
RX.
yeah,
Do you think it's
R,
the the fact that he, threw first stone with blowing fire, or like do you think it was Aemon being kind of what do you call it, argumentative?
Yeah,
I yeah.
definitely Iman.
Go ahead, Ira.
Definitely Iman for me. Like,
Hmm.
Iman could have just left Lucerys alone. Like he could have just or went out of his he could have just went back after securing
Mm-hmm.
the alliance with Baratheon, but instead he really wanted to retaliate to Luke for losing his eye.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Even though back then he said like it's already a fair trade. I already got a dragon. So like now apparently he wants more. He literally wants Lucerys' eye as well. So
Mm-hmm.
it's Iman being showing his immaturity in a sense,
Yeah.
which led to unfortunately a very some serious consequences because of what he did.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I 100% agree with Gray. It's sort of like he definitely instigated the whole entire thing, right? Even at the House Baratheon and Stormfront, like he was like, you know, give me your eye, like eyeing for an eye, like it's a fair trade and stuff like that. Even Baratheon was like, get the fuck out of my house, not in my house, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then he chose to get on Dragonback to chase him down. And even though he didn't mean to kill him, it's sort of like when you and your friends are like getting into getting into like a tuffle between one another, or like you and your cousins, and like they just want to like haze you and like maim you, or potentially like you know disable you for a little bit. They don't intend on killing you, right? And this is more like you have a truck or a car, and you're going after a guy on a bicycle, and then you accidentally lose control, and you run the guy on the bike over and killing him. You're like, oh shit, I didn't mean to do it. I mean to scare him. Like, well, now that's whether or not that's on purpose or accident. Only no one else, no one else would know, right? Eamon could go back to his mom saying, "Hey, some bad shit happened. I accidentally killed Rhaenyra's son. But the thing is that Rhaenyra's like, it's like no one else is there. You have no proof. You have no witnesses. So it's only have to go off your word. And I think you're lying. It's because you just want to get rid of my son. Is because they are a threat to you and the throne. So that's what's going to happen, and that's why the war is going to happen in the next several seasons. And like I'm not sure. Correct me if I'm wrong. I heard somewhere, or maybe from the showrunners or something like that, or maybe even George R. Martin, saying that season 1 is the most tame in terms of
yeah,
right?
I heard that too. I heard that too.
Yeah, this is gonna be crazy, man. And like you can definitely see like, let me bring up the other image, like this one right over here, like his face is like, oh fuck, I fucked up. Right?
Yeah.
Oh, I fucked up. Yeah, man.
I admit, like the way that, you know, again, me being like, I guess you could call me a normie, not knowing the lore, like doing previous research or anything with the lore. I knew some shit was gonna go down, but I didn't know Lucerys was gonna die like that. Like it was revealing that both of them cannot actually have control over their dragon.
Mhm.
Yeah, I thought that maybe possibly we're gonna see a small bit of dragon fight, or I don't know, like an accident was gonna happen or something, and someone was going to, like during a fight, an accident happens, or someone doesn't, like Lucerys doesn't catch on really quick with a move or something, you know. But
Yeah,
but I didn't know it
Same.
was gonna end like that. So that was a shocker.
Yeah. When I mentioned last week, like, yeah, I already in my head, I just didn't mention it in podcast due to spoilers. I already knew the video I watched said Lucerys is gonna die by Eamon's hand, but I didn't know how. So that
Mhm.
it kind of shocked me too. And oh, so that's how. I thought it's like, yeah, similar to you. I thought Eamon was like gonna beat Lucerys in swordplay or something like that. Apparently
Oh, yeah.
not. It's yeah.
So your reaction is the same as the face that we see right now.
It's like, oh.
Like, oh shit.
Mom's gonna get mad at me when I get back.
Oh shit.
So Phillip,
Mom.
you do you think that he's going to admit to that Aemon is gonna admit to his mom that he accidentally killed?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's because this is gonna start a war. So he's gonna
No,
say, please, yeah, go ahead.
I was gonna say, like, you think he's gonna admit it, or you think like he's going to say that they, like, do you think he's actually gonna admit that they were quote unquote like playing around, or you know, battling or chasing each other, and he accidentally did that? Or do you think he's going to
He
say something like, yeah, he attacked me first, or something, I was trying to get our alliance, and then this happened and I had to defend myself?
I think it's gonna be the latter. It's because he has no witnesses, only him there. So he's gonna be like, "Oh, he started it." You know, I was there, and you know, like I was giving House Baratheon like my offer and stuff like that, and it's like when I was flying away, he attacked me, and I had to defend myself. Like it could be like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And
So
I just feel like there's a lot of like always pointing to miscommunication or misunderstanding between,
oh yeah.
you know, I guess you could
Yeah.
say like
It's valid.
Allison versus Rhaenyra's side.
So in the chat, Dave said, in the book, the dragon head washes up on the beach. The prince is never found. Damn, that's pretty crazy. Yeah.
Well,
So
to add fuel to the fire, I wouldn't be surprised in episode 1 of season 2. It's like it shows Vhagar taking a shit.
like you see Lucerys' sword just come out of his asshole.
Yeah.
Thanks for checking out this segment of the Project Eggroll podcast. If you like what we do here, please like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell and you will know next time when we go live. We do go live every Saturday at 8 p.m. Once again, we are just getting started. Tons of more video to come. Thanks, and we'll see you guys next time.